Happy birthday to legendary hip-hop artist and actor X to the Z Exhibit. Happy birthday, Jada. I love you. G.I. Jane 2. Can't wait to see it. I'm just playing. X-Men 1991 back again with another sports topic. As a matter of fact, I got 3 topics in this rant to talk about. So, I saw Mike Henry's rant about it, and I got to do a rant about it too. So, Robert Kelly has been found guilty again. Mystikal could be facing a life sentence if he's convicted. And the first thing we're going to talk about, a recap of last night's college football game between the UTSA Roadrunners and the Texas Longhorns. Let's go. Longhorns didn't score shit in the first quarter while giving up a field goal. But they made a comeback in the second quarter, outscoring the Roadrunners by Tress, 17-14. The score was tied at 17 at halftime. The Longhorns dominated the second half, outscoring the Roadrunners by 11 in the third quarter, 14-3. After 3, Longhorns 31, Roadrunners 20. Longhorns outscored the Roadrunners by 10 in the fourth quarter. Final score: Texas Longhorns 41, UTSA Roadrunners 20. The Longhorns are now 2-1 as the Roadrunners fall 1-2. This Saturday, the Longhorns go up against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Then October 1st, they take on the West Virginia Mountaineers. October 8th, against the Oklahoma Sooners. October 15th, against Iowa State. October 22nd, Oklahoma State. November 5th, against the Kansas State Wildcats. November 12th, against the TCU Horned Frogs. Or Bullfrogs, right? Oh, I was right, Horned Frogs. November 19th, taken against the Kansas City Jayhawks. And November 26th, Black Friday, taking on the Baylor Bears. I really didn't get to watch this game, but I do want to say congratulations to the Texas Longhorns. After a devastating loss last week taken against the Alabama Crimson Tide. So now the Longhorns are now 2-1. They got their first game on the road this Saturday, and then the first Saturday of October, they're back at the crib. That's what's up. Now let's talk about the second topic of this rant. Mike Henry did a rant about it on Wednesday, so I'm going to talk about it myself. Robert Sylvester Kelly, this past Wednesday, has been found guilty again on 6 of 13 counts of CP, child pornography. And this is not his first time going to trial for CP, because remember, he went to trial for that back in 2008, and he got away with that shit. But this time, he didn't get away with it. They got his ass, bro. You all thought that this nigga was going to beat this trial like he did back in 2008? Well, you were all wrong. This is the second year in a row that Robert Kelly has been convicted of these sex crimes, let alone in the same month. Last September, he got convicted in Brooklyn. Now this September, he got convicted in his own hometown, Chicago. His sentencing is scheduled next year for February 23rd. Yeah, his sentencing is scheduled for next year on February 23rd, and he's facing a minimum of 10 to 90 years. Hell, they may give this nigga another 30 piece. They already gave him the 30 piece back in June. They may give him another 30 piece next February. This nigga is pretty much done at this point. I know all you Robert Kelly fans, I'm glad I'm not a fan no more, because if I was still a fan, I would have called myself out too, but I'm glad I'm not a fan of this nigga no more. All you Robert Kelly fans out there, I know y'all sad and y'all still saying free R. Kelly. If you're still saying free R. Kelly, you can go fuck yourself and go suck a dick. Stop saying that shit. This nigga not getting out of jail anytime soon, and y'all need to get used to it. This shit should have happened to him years ago. I don't know why they wait till years later, why they wait till the last year of the 2010s decade to finally speak up that this nigga been doing this shit to little girls. This was definitely long overdue. Just like Mikey said, no more McDonald's for this man. No more getting them Happy Meals at McDonald's. No more hanging out in front of them high schools. This nigga is done, and there's nothing you fans can do about it. He not gonna make it past 30 years. You know he gonna die in jail. And Suge Knight, who's serving a 28-year sentence, he gonna die in jail too. And let y'all know, I don't fuck with Suge Knight at all. I was never a fan of this nigga. I was never a Suge Knight fan. As much as I love Death Row, I never liked Suge Knight, because I feel like Death Row was a negative and toxic place back in the 90s. He's one of the main reasons why Tupac is no longer with us 26 years later. I'm glad Snoop and Dre did leave Death Row. Dre still has his label Aftermath, and Snoop now owns Death Row before he had his halftime show performance at the Super Bowl with Dre, Snoop, Mary, K.M, and a surprise special guest from 50. R. Kelly and Suge Knight, they both gonna die in jail. They not gonna make it past 28 to 30 years. Rest in piss, Robert Kelly. Yeah, they gonna be pissing on you in jail. Yeah, they gonna be feeling on your booty in prison. Now, y'all know Mystikal could be facing life in jail just like Robert Kelly. If he's convicted. Oh yeah. Mystikal will have his day in court. I will keep you guys updated on when will he have his day in court. Let me read this on NBC News. Because besides RAPE charges, he's also facing drug charges too. Like I told y'all before, both Robert Kelly and Mystikal went out sad as fuck this year. Because they won't stop abusing little girls and grown women. Rapper Mystikal to be arraigned on RAPE other charges. The charges the New Orleans performer will face during his arraignment Monday will include first-degree RAPE, which carries an automatic life sentence if he is convicted. This was a picture of him when he was performing in Louisville, Kentucky on my mom's birthday last year. New Orleans, the Grammy-nominated hip-hop performer Mystikal is scheduled for arraignment on charges accusing him of raping and choking a woman and illegally possessing drugs at his Louisiana home. Charges the performer will face during his arraignment Monday will include first-degree RAPE, which carries an automatic life sentence if he is convicted. My client is innocent of all charges, attorney Joel Pierce said in a text message Thursday. He said the rapper, whose given name is Michael Tyler, had a court order to protect him from the women, and he is the true victim. Pierce said he hopes he will be allowed to present evidence supporting bond for Tyler, who has been held without bond since the end of July. A judge denied bond on August 4th, but Pierce, who did not then represent the performer, said it was not a full bond hearing that would take evidence in Tyler's favor. Tyler was arrested July 31st on charges accusing him of choking and raping the woman at his home in Perryville at a Session Parish community of about 33,000 near Baton Rouge. A new release Wednesday from the District Attorney's Office said Tyler was indicted last week on 10 counts, including RAPE, domestic abuse battery by strangulation, and false imprisonment. Investigators who searched his home found evidence to corroborate the victim's account of the RAPE along with a variety of illegal narcotics, the statement said. And a Session Parish grand jury brought the charges in 2 indictments handed up September 6th, the Advocate reported. District Attorney Ricky Babin said in an email that because they are part of an ongoing criminal matter, the indictments are not public records under state law. Pierce represented Tyler on RAPE and kidnapping charges that prosecutors in Northwest Louisiana dropped in December 2020. Those charges, brought in 2017, had kept him jailed nearly 18 months before he was released on $3 million bond. Mystikal told the Associated Press in April 2021 that he is now proud of lyrics he can imagine rapping to God. Oh my goodness. The 2000 hit Shake It Fast earned a Grammy nomination, 2001 Grammy nomination for Best Rap Solo. In 2003, his Tarantula album was nominated for Best Rap Album, and the single Bounce It Back Bump Me Against the Wall for Best Male Rap Solo. He pleaded guilty to sexual battery later in 2003. He served 6 years in prison. Things are not looking good for Mystikal because he not only facing RAP charges, but he's also facing drug charges as well. And like I said, if he does get convicted, just like Robert Kelly, his career will be over. And he will be spending the rest of his life behind bars. It's like this nigga is an animal that needs to be locked in his cage. After what he did to that woman, he strangled her, he punched her, yanked the braids out of her hair, rubbing alcohol on her, raping her, taking her car keys and her phone from leaving, and accusing her of stealing a C note, $100 from her. Really, Mystikal, you gonna really beat this woman up over a C note, over $100 that you accuse of her stealing from you? And then when she was cash apping you $100, you added 50 more, which makes it 150. This is the 3rd time that you've been accused of doing this shit. Just like they said in baseball, 3 strikes, you out. That's it. Lock him up and throw away the key. They're going to do you just like they did Robert Kelly, Mystikal. Don't call Master P and don't call Birdman for help, because they're not going to help you get out of the situation. When those charges against you were dropped in 2017, you should have stayed the fuck away from women. But you decided to keep on doing this. Robert Kelly should have got some help when he beat that trial back in 2008. but he refused to do it because both of y'all weren't taking responsibility for y'all actions like men. And that's why y'all deserve to be punished after the shit that y'all done to these females. So in closing, fuck Robert Kelly, fuck Mystikal, and fuck their fans. If they don't like it, then they can go fuck themselves. That wraps up my recap of last night's college football game between the UTSA Roadrunners and the Texas Longhorns, and Robert Kelly being found guilty again of child pornography, and Mystikal possibly facing a light prison sentence if he's convicted. If you're new here, hit subscribe if you like the content and hit that notification bell for my next Longhorns rant. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, leave your comment down below, and I'll catch you tomorrow for a recap of today's football game between the Houston Texans and the Denver Broncos, and this past weekend's games between the Oakland Athletics and the Houston Astros. Don't follow your dreams, chase them. Peace. Go Texas Longhorns. Hook 'em.